In this lesson, we will be covering how to create a broken view. Right now I'm in the file called brokenview.idw, which can be found in your Chapter 5 exercise folder. I'm going to start off by opening up the part file that this drawing view is going to be based on. I'm just going to double click on extrusion 1. And what I want to do is just verify right now that the length of this extrusion is 1,000 millimeters. So what I want to do, just going to exit out of that part. So I already have the front view. I'm going to project off a side view. And as you can see, just go ahead and create that. It's very, very large. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull that view over. And let's zoom back up there just a little bit. Now what a broken view is going to allow me to do is actually take out sections of this view so it can fit in this one drawing. So I'm going to go ahead from the drawing views panel. We're going to click on break. And in the break dialog box, I have two different options. So rectangular style, that would be more for a plate, or in this case structural style is exactly what we need since our part is cylindrical in shape. For the orientation, should the break be horizontal or vertical? So in this case, it's all set for horizontal. Now for the gap size, we can go back and we can adjust this, but at this point I'm not really sure how it's going to look, so I'm just going to keep the default. And for the gap for 1 millimeters, again, it's just the default. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like. The symbol size, or symbols in this case, so if I had 2, how many triangulations we're going to have there. So I'm just going to start off with just the defaults here. So at this point, I'm going to move my cursor into the view. I'm not going to go ahead and click OK, because if you do, you will exit out of the command. So I'm going to pick a point for the first break. I'm going to move the cursor to the right. And let's zoom back up on that, and let's move that view back over. So you can see we're a little bit tight considering the file that we're in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. I'm going to edit that break. And let's go ahead and change the gap size to, let's change it to 10. The number of symbols, let's change that up to 2. And for the display, let's change that back up to the maximum. And let's see what that looks like. So again, you can keep on playing with this until you get the exact size that you want. Let's just change the number of symbols back down to 1. I think everything else should look pretty good. I'm going to just zoom back off here. Now there's no limit to the number of breaks that we can create, so I'm going to basically repeat the exact same steps. Go ahead and click on break. Select my point. In this case, I'm going to take it right up to the maximum. I'm going to change the gap to 10 because we thought that looked pretty good. I'm going to select a point. And we'll select that second point. Now I'm just going to move the view back into the drawing. Now once I have these views, or these breaks, I can grab the extension lines of the break and I can move them. So as you can see, by moving them in towards each other, it'll get smaller. If I take that break line and I move it over itself, you see that it won't allow that to do that, so that's okay. Slowly get larger, if you will. So you can go back and adjust that shape. Ultimately, let's say in this case I really only need 1 break. So let's go ahead and delete that. Just right click delete. And let's grab the left extension line. Move it back over. And you can keep on adjusting it till you get the exact size that you want. So in this case, that looks pretty good. I'm going to change the panel to the annotation panel. And all I want to do in this case is I want to validate where we're at with the length. So let's go ahead and click on the general dimension tool. I'm going to select my 2 outside edges. Place in the line. And you'll notice the dimension shows 1000, and I have the ANSI break symbol since I'm using the ANSI standard.